Before we talk about how to hire the first team members for your business, it's important to talk about the traits that we are looking for. We're gonna think about team members in 3 different tiers. And again, this is another conceptual framework that you should use as you think about human resources and bringing on more talent into your business. Tier 1, partners that drive enterprise value. Tier 2, problem solvers that can lead. And 3, executioners that can get the job done. Before I continue, I want to clarify that work ethic is not going to be a trait that we're indexing on because it's going to be assumed that that's the bottom line. Everyone we're even going to consider is going to have a solid work ethic. You're not going to want to work with anyone that isn't going to work hard. When someone messaged me today asking to be a part of my organization and I asked them what they can offer, the response I always get is, I'm a hard worker and I'm driven. Anyone that's claimed a piece of this world for themselves, even the 9-to-5 middle-class accountant, is a hardworking and driven individual. That doesn't mean anything in today's day and age. That doesn't mean anything for our business. With that said, let's dive in on these tiers. And remember, work ethic is assumed, so I'm not even gonna touch on it. Also, we're gonna assume that Tier 1 team members have all of the traits of Tier 2 and Tier 3, and of course, Tier 2 team members need to have all the traits of Tier 3. So we're going to start with Tier 1. These are partners that drive enterprise value, and these people are going to be what you think of as your co-founding team members. These guys or girls are going to be usually compensated in the form of equity. Now, I highly recommend finding a business partner that can help you split responsibilities and achieve specialization. For example, my business partner leads most of the creative and operational responsibilities while I handle Facebook strategy and a lot of the broader organizational decision making. It's not impossible to do it alone, but you'll have to rely on a lot more Tier 2s if you do. So what are the criteria for a good Tier 1 team member or maybe your first business partner? 2 things. Number 1, they can bring enterprise value. Now this is an important metric if you're going to be giving someone a slice of your business. What it means is that they have the potential to bring new business or new opportunity value on top of the core functions they already drive within the business. For example, if your business partner is someone that is very good at networking and building relationship, that's a means of building enterprise value. We all know there's people out there that can talk to strangers and create new opportunities from first impressions. That's invaluable. Or maybe your partner is just incredible at coming up with new ideas and new concepts that didn't exist before. Again, this is value that extends beyond just day-to-day functions. If all my business partner did for our business was just make websites and make creatives, why would I give him equity? Surely it'd be better to just pay him a wage. He gets equity because he brings the X factor of enterprise value. He does things on top for our business above and beyond his core functionality. Number 2, they have complementary skill sets. Henry Ford revolutionized the business world by realizing that a system works better when each individual specializes on one specific task or area of tasks. This is the same thing within a business partnership. You want to make sure that your business partner is interested in growing in a way that complements your skill set. For example, if both members of a team love Facebook ad strategy and hate creatives, that's not a very healthy combination. You're clearly going to have a blind spot when it comes with creatives and then a lot of bickering and indecision when it comes to ad strategy. Raul, my business partner, and I are great complements. He's creatively minded and I'm strategy minded. He doesn't like making big decisions with a lot of risk. Well, I like to make some big decisions and I am very risk seeking while he is more conservative. He is optionally focused while I like thinking about the big picture. He likes being low key, while obviously I don't mind being in the spotlight. We are a perfect pair and that's what makes us really, really good business partners. Now, let's talk about your Tier 2s. Your Tier 2 team members are going to be the ones that you're first going to hire. These team members won't get equity, so they're hired employees. You're going to view these as the managers of your organization, even if they start off just as single task employees. For example, the woman that runs my entire customer service team of over 20 employees in the Philippines started off as a VA that was making $4 an hour. Now, she makes close to 6 figures and she is doing a phenomenal job leading an office staff that manages all of our customer support. The two main characteristics that justifies a good Tier 2 team member are number one, a problem-solving mentality. There's a difference between a team member that just completes their tasks and an active problem solver. I'm going to tell you a tale of two team members. Team member A is one with problem-solving mentality, and team member B is one with no problem-solving mentality. When team member B, the one with no problem-solving mentality, is stuck, they will come to you with a question on what to do and then wait for your response before they can move forward and handle the situation. If a customer is asking for an exchange for an item of slightly greater value and team member B has never handled a situation like this and you never trained them on how to approach this situation, they'll message you and ask you what to do while being paralyzed from indecision and confusion. So, what will team member A do, the one with active problem solving? They would try to come up with a solution first and then handle the situation and update you later. Sure, they could do the wrong thing, but it's better to have an employee that is proactively trying to solve problems than one that is strangled by indecision. This is what you want in a manager, a problem solver. Nowadays, I don't even have to think about procurement, customer support, or any other day-to-day element of my businesses because my managers are problem solvers, not people that need to be micromanaged at every single pain point. I only engage when shit truly hits the fan. And criteria number 2 for Tier 2 team members is the ability to lead. There's a big difference between leading and doing. I'm from Chicago, so I'm a big fan of Michael Jordan. Best player of all time, certainly better than LeBron. I'm not saying that he's a bad leader, but he probably hasn't been the best NBA owner, even though he's the greatest player of all time as an individual. Michael, if you bought this course, don't hate me. You want to be on the lookout of this intrinsic value. How is this person interacting with you? Are they professional? Are they kind? Do they command respect even if they're in an entry-level role? You want to make sure that the early people you bring on, even if they're just VAs and answering emails and fulfilling orders through Oberlo at first, they are still interested in managing and can manage. In fact, this is actually something I even include during the interview process. I look for management intrinsics even for early stage VAs. Finally, Tier 3s. These are going to be your executioners. These people are very good at doing their job and doing well. That's it. They don't actively solve problems, and they aren't interested in or are incapable of leading. This is your customer support agent that is good at their job. They treat customers well and process tickets at a good speed. This is your graphic designer that can get a creative done by a deadline if you tell them so. The goal is to have such good Tier 2 managers that you don't even have to worry about managing or even hiring Tier 3s. I no longer participate in any hiring decisions except for major ones, usually Tier 2 or another Tier 1 individual that's going to join the new projects that we have going on. So this is how you should think about hiring, and again, I'm talking about VAs, and it's this approach that not a lot of dropshippers take when they go onto a platform like Upwork when looking for talent.